And we're back with more Echo.
Hello.
All right, so we are back here with Tuesdays with Jenna.
Tuesdays with Jenna. Oh man, it's back.
It's
It's been
finally
so
here.
long.
We've been hinting at it all this time.
Tuesdays with Jenna. You guys don't see it, but Hannah just made like a cute anime pose, basically.
Well, whenever you're ready, Hannah or Jenna.
Or no, wait.
Jenna.
My brain went through this thing where I sat there and I said Hannah and Jenna are already close enough that it wouldn't make a difference.
Yeah, like, all you can really get is like Jana or Henna. That's all you can really get out of it.
You'd get Jana or Hannah.
Yeah. No, Henna. H-E-N in there.
As in the tattoo.
Can't you fucking spell?
No.
Okay,
All right.
fair enough.
Here we go.
Oh boy. Okay.
So, where are we headed, TJ?
Oh, that's gonna be weird. I haven't done TJ's voice in a while.
Yeah, actually, you've been passing around TJ for like the past couple weeks, so
TJ,
I think
no!
everyone's voiced TJ at one point.
Yeah.
Jenna sounds like she's in a much better mood than yesterday. We all are, really.
The canyon. Echo Canyon, more specifically. You ever been there? Ever been? Ugh.
He looks at both of us with a grin.
Nope.
No, me either. His ears fall a little flat.
What? You know the town is named after her, right? How have you not been there before?
I shrug and Jenna laughs.
Because you have to walk through 3 miles of snake-infested desert to get there.
That makes me bristle, because there definitely are snakes here and I can't help but scan the brush.
You really shouldn't worry about that. They're more afraid of you than you are of them, and they do have a rattle, so just listen for it.
Jenna grins and looks straight at me.
Yeah, you're right. The most dangerous animal you'll find on these paths is the blonde.
An involuntary shiver works itself up my spine. Jenna! TJ frowns.
That's even less likely, Jenna.
Isn't the blonde or the camel spider only found in like the Middle East?
Like, you're talking about blonde tarantulas, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that, like, they are in Echo for some reason.
Like, I know for a fact they're in the Middle East because I've heard some fun story from my military friends who've been over there.
Yep.
Oh, no, blonde tarantulas are typically found also in the deserts of Arizona and parts of Mexico.
That's weird.
Fun.
So,
apparently,
No.
TJ wouldn't. Apparently, Chase wouldn't do well with Flynn because he's afraid of snakes and leopard. He's not a scalesy, is what I'm getting at.
I like that joke. That's a good joke.
Thank you. I was a little worried about it, to be honest.
3 out of 5 at best.
I'll take a 3 out of 5.
That's cruel and unusual.
That's more stars than the restaurant I used to work at.
Oh, no.
Oh my god. I don't know how I feel about that.
If your restaurant's not even getting a 60% grade, you might not have much of a job.
Please get degrees.
Oh, dear Lord.
I don't think they do from the health department.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
I'm taking Randall out, guys.
Oh, okay, it's a good thing we don't have to deal with Leo, so.
Yep.
Great. Now that you said it, I'm gonna be all uptight for the rest of the hike.
You're welcome. And anyway, let's get going. We want to make it to the top by noon.
A few hours in, and TJ's quite a bit ahead of us. I feel a little bit bad about it, but I think he likes it that way. Probably wants to think after yesterday. Jenna and I walk side by side, and she's making sure that I drink water the entire time.
You should be done with that by now.
She gestures at my water bottle, which is still half full. Ugh, come on. I've had like 3 already. I take a sip, then almost snort water as Jenna tips up the bottom of the bottle.
Hey, I made TJ a promise here. You're an otter. You need it.
Stop! I cough a few times, water running down my chin and chest. Even though it feels good, I wipe it away with the forearm. Jenna chuckles before we start walking again.
Actually, you don't really need more water than me or TJ, as he could tell you. The water thing is actually more of a psychological need as opposed to a physical one.
Oh yeah? I look over my wet camera bag, which definitely didn't need water.
Yeah, you know, back when there weren't really any ethics in research, they separated an otter pup from water, never allowed to swim.
That makes me pause. Technically, in this day and age, otters don't really need to swim. A trip to the supermarket gets all that done. But something about not being allowed to be in water, to feel the cool, isolated space that I so long to be in? What happened?
Depressed, disengaged, neurotic in general. Then when they were done, they just set him loose into the world. He killed himself a few years later.
Wow.
Yep. I mean, ethics are in place now, of course. Not that the Psychological Association is any better.
And his name was Little Otbert.
Great story, Jenna. 5 out of 10 out of 10. Why did you tell us? Great start to a date. Hey, did you hear about the story when we used to torture your people? No?
Oh, no. It's not... It's just basically, psychological research. We've never done anything terrible to anyone in the name of psychological research or medical research.
Nothing
Never,
terrible
ever.
at all.
Ever.
Do not look at any of the papers that talk about the fucked up shit that happened in the 60s and even before then.
Never. Don't look. No touchy.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's one of those things like when I used to teach research and statistics, I had to always make sure I talked to the students about topics like Henrietta Lacks, the Tuskegee syphilis study, and obviously Little Albert and everything, and be like, yeah, and this is why we have the HSC or IRB, because yeah, without that, people used to do some really shitty things.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the class, let's say, it was an intro to psych class that I taught last semester, but it basically felt like every other chapter, there was at least one time that I would be like, yep, and here is another unethical study that we did in the name of science.
Mm-hmm.
Please, again, please, do not try this at home.
Oh yeah.
You will be arrested.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a joke.
Oh yeah. But the other thing is, it's so sad about how sometimes with those unethical ones, that's how we got a lot of advancements as well, weirdly enough. Henrietta Lacks is the best example of where ethics being violated did a lot to help people, and it's kind of fucked that it did work that way. Because everything that happened to the Lacks family is terrible, but the simple fact is we would be so much further behind on medical research had this not happened, but it was handled in the worst possible way. There's so many ways that could have been handled better than it actually was. Do you know about the Lacks family for the rest of you? I know Hannah definitely does.
Oh, yeah, I had to learn about that at some point in my life, I know.
Okay. For anyone listening in the audience, I heavily recommend looking up Henrietta Lacks and learning about that. Basically, she had some cells that were taken from her during a cancer removal, and it turns out those cells just don't die outside her body, which is very unusual and is not been seen in any other cells since then. And so we've been able to continue doing medical... I know, I'm using a very boiled down version.
Okay,
I know that
I was going to say, the reason why they don't die is really cool.
Yeah. And the thing is, we use them for all sorts of medical testing now. They can be replicated and everything, and they're propagated everywhere. but they're all originally from her. And her family's, I believe, never seen a dime of, like, any funding because of that being taken from her without her consent.
Nope, not a dime.
So, like, and beyond that, her family was actually, like, pretty much harassed by the hospital that initially took those from her, from their mother, because she died of the cancer eventually, unfortunately, and she didn't even know that her cells were being used like that. And so then the family was like, why are all these doctors keep coming to us and trying to examine us and, like, check to see if we have any, like, weirdness in our cells? And yeah. Then eventually they found out, yeah, we've been keeping your mom's cells alive this entire time. And have profited with billions of dollars. So, yeah.
Yeah, he came in the midst of explaining who Henrietta Lacks was.
Oh, and the best part, and by that I mean the worst part, is that there was a huge racist point where they actually tried to rename the HeLa cells because it stands for Henrietta Lacks, and they tried to, like, make it like I think it was Helen Lane or something like that is what they tried to claim it was instead, because they wanted to erase that as a black woman.
They called them HeLa cells because they didn't want it to be known that it was a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fun times in history.
Mm-hmm. So never forget that research is being done a lot more ethically now, but always be vigilant for how research is being conducted.
Yeah.
That's why we always have to go through the whatchamacallits.
IRB and HSC, which is Internal Review Board or Human Subjects Committee.
Fun times.
You can't poke it.
No.
Either way,
But how long do you have to study? What happens when you poke?
like the waterboarding stuff.
Yeah, but it really makes you realize how powerful the brain is. It's not all physical necessities.
Must have been pretty awful for him that he killed himself. I can't imagine. Talking about offing oneself, though, it got me thinking about Jenna's brother. So,
You wanting to talk about Adam?
no. Well, I sorta did, but I don't think that'd be appropriate at all. I was just wondering, are you gonna go see your family sometime during the trip? We talked about it earlier, but I guess you really didn't give an answer. Jenna snorts loudly, tossing her head back.
You're kidding, right?
I feel my cheeks flush, knowing that I might have said something really offensive. I'm not really in tune with how things are with Jenna's family. Leo, and sometimes even Flynn, dealt with most of that. I mean, aren't you a little bit curious?
Curious is the wrong word.
Oh?
Maybe morbidly curious. Anyway, they haven't bothered contacting me since I left, so as far as I can tell, they're not missing me.
Guys, there's a giant dip over here, so watch your step.
DJ's quite a bit ahead of us now. I don't even see him anymore around the boulders and brush. I pick up the pace and Jenna follows. Well, do you miss them? She doesn't say anything for a while, which tells me she's really thinking about it.
No.
She finally says it, surprising you a little with her bluntness.
At least, not my mom and dad. Not even Adam.
Really? Jenna shifts around as she grabs another water bottle out of the backpack and hands it to me.
Adam... he had problems. Mom and Dad fucked him up, of course, but he took it out on me. He did some messed up stuff.
I debate whether or not I should ask what exactly that messed up stuff was, but I'm way too scared of what it might be.
Jeremy, though? I guess I wouldn't mind seeing him again.
I give her an incredulous look. See, Jeremy's the one I would have thought you wouldn't want to talk to.
Yeah, now Clint is the one that fucked up Jeremy. But he really was a good person before then.
Jeremy was, for as long as I can remember, a royal dick. A bully to me, TJ, and Carl. Along with Clint, he terrorized our childhood. That is, until Leo showed up. I'll never forget the day Leo rammed Jeremy's head into a tree and punched Clint so many times in the face his eyes almost swelled shut. Of course, Leo never got into trouble because neither their parents gave a shit.
Environment is really important to how you develop as a person.
I think for a second. Well, you turned out alright.
Environment and temperament make us who we are. Some people can just take more.
It's clear that her temperament was a lot stronger than mine, whatever that was. If I had parents like that, I don't know how I would have survived. I take another gulp of water, and it's then that I realize how badly I need to pee. And we all know how peeing in Echo goes. Things are perfectly fine.
Somebody had a fetish.
Like, I'm trying to think here, but like literally in every
God.
single route that like Chase had to pee, something horrible happened. Hasn't it been that way? Because
Somebody has a fetish.
in Leo's route, he basically gets kidnapped. In TJ's route, that's when he like first gets confronted by whatever's fucking inside his head. So yeah, let's.
Well, I
find
assume
out.
we're going to repeat of that here because this is echoing, echoing TJ's route right now.
Just for now, but I don't think it's echoing it completely.
No, I think it's going to echo. You guys have said, and I think this is cool. Like echo, echo, a lot of the routes.
Are you okay, DJ?
You took a lot of brain power for that one, didn't you?
You're coughing a lot.
Yeah.
It was a joke because it was like it will echo the other routes.
Being sick is not a joke, DJ.
You have to take care of your health, DJ.
Oh my gosh.
Drink plenty
Had
of
too much
water.
sarcasm with
You
kids
need
today.
at least, if I remember correctly, 8 ounces of fluid, usually water a day, so that way you can stay hydrated. Remember, hydrate or dihydrate.
Yeah, but apparently if you pee, it's gonna go bad for you.
Yeah, the thing is, you're supposed to get that water in you, not let it out.
Right.
Oh, God.
That's so awful.
Internet, to be very clear, we are not endorsing this.
Of
We are
course
not medical professionals.
I am never pee. It's bad for you. Always keep it in.
Oh no.
There's
think-
these cool things called sounding tools. They'll help you a lot.
Oh god.
What?
Don't ask. Don't ask. Nobody
let-
asked.
let-
Nobody
let-
asked.
Alan, do you
Continue.
know what a
Just go.
sounding tool is?
No,
I do
don't.
not, and I think
No,
we can save
let's
that for
not.
after.
I don't want to know.
I hear
Oh.
all the coming from DJ and Anna.
Alright.
Please remove Harrison if you dare speak again.
I'm glad we could establish that.
Looking off to the side, I spot a rather large boulder surrounded by sagebrush. Hey, you go ahead. I gotta take a piss. Jenna quirks her muzzle and folds her arms.
Sure you don't want me to wait up for you? I'm kidding.
She turns and starts walking up the trail.
Watch out for spiders.
Haha. Sometimes Jenna's jokes were so dry that I had a hard time figuring out whether she was really joking or not. Oh, they added a new image for this.
Huh.
Yeah, this is new, isn't it, Harry? You played the 1.0 version, didn't you? Or did you play 1.1?
No, I played 1.1, so this is new. It's not new to me.
Okay, it's new to me then, because I played 1.0.
Like, I was about to say, like, yeah, nope, I've seen this before. This is not new, but if it's new, then it's new.
I dodge my way around the sagebrush and tumbleweeds towards the boulder and start to piss. Jenna really is an enigma. She's nice enough and smart, but she has this edge about her that always has me on guard for some reason. Fur prickles on the back of my neck. I'm not sure what it is, but something isn't right. I look left and right in the small chance that someone else is coming up the trail. It's weird feeling like this in broad daylight. Normally I don't get so uptight unless it's dark. I hear it's the opposite with species that can see better at night. Something watching you from the brush. A shiver runs up my spine, and I tremble under its influence. As if on its own accord, my head whips around, immediately focusing on a clump of sagebrush 30 feet away. And there, right in the middle, someone's face is staring at me. I can only call it a face because there are two eyes and a mouth, but I've never seen anything like it. It's flat, wide, and stretched out, sagging where the chin should be. I can't help myself. I yelp loudly and stumble to the side as I whip my body around to defend myself, somehow conscious of the fact that my squeak is still out. Then it all comes together. I stare for a few seconds longer, then force out a tight, high-pitched laugh. Are you fucking kidding me? It's a rock. A white rock. And the sagebrush twigs have fallen over it perfectly to give it features similar to that of a face.
Mm-hmm.
I sigh and rub my own face with both paws, feeling my heart hammering in my chest. I always did this shit to myself. I lower my paws. As I lower my paws, I notice a wet streak across the left side of my pants. I hadn't finished peeing yet. Fucking son of a bitch. I hasten turned back to the boulder, trying to work myself into a peeing mood again. Finally, as I start finishing up, the prickling feeling on my neck starts up again. I try to ignore it, but it's getting worse and worse. I shake my hips around a few times, then zip up and start back around the boulder. It's at that point that I give a quick glance back at the brush. The rock isn't there anymore. I stare, one paw on the boulder, feeling my fur start to bristle all over my body. What? Maybe it's because I'm at a different angle now. The feeling of being watched is overpowering, though, and it's coming from the other side of the boulder, where I was just at. I look up the trail, but I don't see TJ or Jenna at all. I can't even hear them. I look back towards the boulder, wondering if I'm losing my mind. Gritting my teeth, I turn away and start back up the trail at a brisk walk, knowing that I'm acting just like a little kid. Despite that, I feel myself start to panic a little, and soon I'm running up the trail, and I'm not looking back.
We made it!
He says it, even though he's already sitting down on what looks like a rock bench. He's probably got there a good 10 minutes before us. I'm gonna quickly just change the audio a little, because it's a little loud. It is not underhelp. It is definitely not underhelp. Alright, config, that's what I was looking for.
So that was the white-faced monster.
I'm sweating all over the place, but Jenna seems fine. And it's embarrassing because it's only now that I realize she'd been hanging back because of me. What?
TJ, Chase is pissed. Whatever.
Bug.
TJ stands and holds his paws out. I want to protest because of how gross I must look, but Jennasaur forces me into it as TJ walks up to us.
It's a lot of fun, guys. Thanks for coming.
Well, we're glad you had fun, even if you weren't able to keep up.
As we lean back from the hug, I see Jenna's nose wrinkle. I press my tail a little closer to my rear.
Let's eat.
We sit down on the rock bench, and TJ starts pulling the sandwiches out of the soft cooler. He'd been so excited about our trip that he'd gone to the convenience store by himself at 5 in the morning and made all of our sandwiches. It's actually pretty good too. There's even avocado on it, even if it's the packaged mushy kind, according to him. We eat in silence for a while, and looking over, I can see that Jenna's deep in thought, chewing slowly. What's up? She shrugs, then swallows.
Just thinking about how this might be the last time we really get to hang out is all.
I'd say.
Well, think about it. I graduate in a few months, and then I'll be off to the other side of the country. Then you'll graduate, Chase, and I don't think you'll be sticking around here.
Maybe.
And you, TJ. You might just leave the country.
That would make sense. TJ's parents are back in his hometown.
Get together again. It's just a matter of planning it right. It might be a while, but it'll happen, and there's always the internet.
I'm just saying. I hope Flynn can get over himself before the end of our trip. I don't think this should be our big send-off.
We still got time. I lean back and drape my arms over the back of the bench, closing my eyes. I really want to take my shirt off, though. The fabric is almost soaked through, and it's clinging in a really gross way to my fur. The sun is beating down on me, shining bright red through my eyelids. If only there was a pond up here, I'd be able to sink to the bottom, the sun reducing to a shimmering silver. My type really isn't built for this kind of weather. I feel Jenna shift next to me, and suddenly I feel her nose up against my ear, and I shiver a little. What the hell was she doing? I turn my head towards her.
Chase, do you need some musk off?
I open my eyes, then squint against the brightness of the sun. What?
I said.
She leans forward, obviously not wanting TJ to hear. She laughs a little before she starts again.
You're smelling a little strong.
Instantly, my ears burn and I scoot away instinctively, lowering my eyes. Shit, sorry.
No, it's alright. You didn't know we were going on a hike before you packed, but I have some.
TJ's looking over us curiously as he nibbles on his salad wrap. Ears perked, and I don't know why, but I glare at him, already humiliated enough. He frowns.
What?
Nothing. Jenna's just telling me I stink.
Oh.
Jenna laughs, then reaches over to her backpack and opens the top zipper, talking in a normal voice now.
It's the female brand, so it's not as strong, but it should get the job done.
Thanks. I grumble and snatch it from her paw, instantly feeling shitty about it because I know she's just trying to be nice. Even though TJ and Jenna are probably the nicest people in our group, it's still fucking embarrassing. I'd actually prefer Flynn's ribbing right now. I stalk off around the large bush and pull my pants down. The can is pink and covered in flowers. Great. I grab my tail and yank it up before giving my ass a good liberal dose of girl smells. Of course, if I'd known I'd be doing anything so sweat-inducing, I would have brought my own boy-smelling brand. But I'm stuck with this, smelling like a girl in front of Jenna. Guess it's better than nothing. As I come back from around the bush, I can tell something's off. TG meets eyes with me, then quickly looks down, frowning. I glare. I'd honestly be happier if he just joined in with Jenna and laughed at me instead. She's buried in her phone right now, which is annoying since she told us before the hike that phones weren't allowed.
All done?
She doesn't even look up, points at the bag with a foot.
Go ahead and stick it back in the bag.
I sigh and bend over to shove the can back in, then notice that it's been zipped closed again. Without thinking, I zip it back and widen the gap, and immediately find a big, furry, orange and black spider glaring at me from the back. I scream like a fucking girl and jump, dropping the can, stumbling back and falling flat on my ass as I trip over some rocks. I land on my tail wrong and sense a jolt of pain at my back. Jenna, who had already started laughing the moment I screamed, puts a paw to her muzzle. Only one, though, because the other is holding her camera phone and she's filming the whole fucking thing.
Oh god, are you okay?
You have
She's still
wonderful
smiling
friends,
behind her
Chase.
paw. Fine. I guess I have a decision to make. Whether to get mad or just shrug it off and laugh with them. I go with the latter and grin sheepishly. Wow, I'd expect that from you, Jenna. But TJ, what the hell, man? TJ flinches, a sad look on his face.
Told me she'd throw me off the cliff if I said anything.
Well then.
Damn.
I was scared for my life.
Jenna laughs again and puts her phone away before picking up the can and shoving it into the bag.
Success.
Where the hell did you even get that from?
That one rest stop with the souvenir shop. Alright, everyone done? I know you need to get some shots of the canyon chase. Let's go do that.